the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that?
Welcome to the podcast. Today, we talk about fitness and the run-up to summer, Kate Ritchie.
You've left it a bit late.
Not really.
Oh, I guess it's only
1 month
summer.
to Christmas.
Yes.
I can hit Christmas Day looking sharp. Do you know what I mean? Or whether girls are going, hey, how do I get more of that dad bod? What, does the accent make you nervous?
I don't know what
Or
you're
me
doing.
with the top off?
Yeah, all of it.
Okay.
All of the above. But I think it's great.
Yeah.
And I think like today is the day you start. Doesn't matter if that was yesterday, tomorrow, or maybe it's going to be next week.
You know that sign
Do
in
it.
the pub, Kate, that says free beer tomorrow? Tomorrow never comes. Do it today.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to hit you up on this podcast, guys, with a bit of an update on how I'm going with my fitness.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How's your shower routine going? You a two-a-dayer? I mean, it's getting hot. Last night was hot and sweaty.
Are you asking me or the listeners?
I'm asking you. But 13 24 10 if you want to share your shower routine.
Definitely too.
Interesting, you're a bit of a bath goer as well.
I'm not a bath goer. I have a small child, so we like to have a bath. I rarely have a bath on my own.
Right, okay.
I have it with my my daughter.
yeah.
With my daughter. No, I ask Pete, the next door neighbour, to pop over.
G'day, Kate, I'm here for a bath if you're ready, if it works now.
It's bath time. No, but you know what I do? It's a classic, and I know everyone's with me. You run the bath, you get in the bath, it's too hot,
Yep.
you get stressed, you get out of the bath,
Yep.
and it's a very big waste of water.
Ever on your phone in the bath? Do you do that one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just lying there. How good is that?
Yeah.
I remember Dad used to get the Radox. Remember Radox?
Yeah.
Is that still a thing?
Yes.
He'd go for a run. He'd come home. I don't know what he was doing in there, but there'd be 45 minutes of Radox bath.
Yeah,
He'd
yeah,
only been for a 10-minute run.
It's an excuse.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
he was hiding away.
Yeah, I deserve this bath because I've done a bit of exercise.
Update on the routine, guys. I had no idea about this. They have created a brand new style of washing for you, for the human body, but it's called a human washing machine. So it's going to clean and dry you in 15 minutes. So the idea...
And dry you?
Yeah, it dries you.
What if you're a lady with long hair? That kind of dry as well?
You will be dried. Everything will be dried. I mean, this is smart tech. This is a smart tech human washing option that they've created. And they're like egg-shaped pods that you hop into, if you could imagine. And you sit down in your pod, and then all of a sudden, it starts to fill with water. And it senses your body temperature. It starts to massage you as well. Sprays are coming onto your back and also onto your shoulders and your chest as you roll it back.
Can you control the temperature, I'm guessing?
You can control the temperature, although it probably knows you because it's got AI technology in it, Kate. Probably knows the temperature that you like more than yourself. And then from there, things scrub you and rub you.
Where do you get one and how much are they?
Things scrub you and rub you, and then all of a sudden the water drains from your giant egg that you sit in, and then the fans come on and dry you down.
This sounds like
not fans of Home and Away, actual fans that blow nice warm air that will dry your hair.
It's like a dog wash.
Yeah, it's like a dog wash.
Do you think that if you are going to be washed appropriately, is being seated the best position, or don't you think you should be standing like you're in the airport?
Do you think you need your legs open?
Legs akimbo and arms up.
Are you suggesting we have a lack of bum attention?
Well, don't you think? How can the water get in if you're sitting? And not talking about weight or size, but depending on
if you're a big unit,
the bigger body, there might be more creases.
So true. I mean, this is Japanese technology. Now, if you've ever used a toilet from Japan, or you've used one of the lids that is designed on the toilet, you'll know that the little arm can come out, and the accuracy of the water that is sprayed
I don't like it when you do that.
Exceptional. And for a woman, front or back, you can select where you want that water to clean.
Why is it only for women?
It's for men as
front
well,
or
but I'm
back?
saying it's so accurate. You have the difference in distance between front and back. That's how accurate it is.
I've never used one of those Japanese toilets.
Oh, my
I've been
God.
in a hotel where there was one.
You have to do this.
And they're lovely and warm on
they
the
are.
bottom, but I've never done the spraying thing. I mean, I can barely turn the TV on. It would be a disaster, me using one of those toilets.
So the whole idea, I would suggest, Kate, is that the Japanese bum spray comes into play too. too with this design. Alex in Camden, how often are you showering?
Twice a day, mate. Morning and night.
Morning and night, okay.
Yeah.
Is that because you're a tradie, Alex?
That's right, mate. Bricklayer.
Bricklayer.
You'd be filthy.
Chuck us a brick, Mick. And are you by yourself in the shower? Is this a team family effort or the girlfriend or...
Most of the time on my own, but sometimes I get joined by the missus. So
Yeah.
On your birthday.
I'll tell you what, Alex, I'm going to give you Kate's address because she likes to have a bath with...
She likes to
have a bath with randoms.
Oh, Alex is in the car with people. It sounds
sorry.
like.
Alex is there with his wife. Thanks for your call, mate. Stick to your self-showering and be your best run. I will fill you in. Tommy, can we go to the Park Hyatt, right, and record Kate using a Japanese toilet for the first time?
Oh, imagine that. Do you mean film or just audio?
Bit of both, mate.
Okay.
Let's see what we can get past legal
I
here.
don't think we're that show.
Oh, we can try it.
We're not that show.
Well, until we become that show.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
You know what? Many might say that I left my run a little bit too late, but I don't know if you've noticed, Kate. But with summer sort of just here, I was going to say around the corner, I've just been sharpening up the rig a little bit.
Oh, hot bod for summer.
Yeah, sort of hot bod. Still dad bod, but hot bod. Dad bod sharpened. You know, almost polished. So I launched my sort of fitness activity by getting down to the Icebergs pool.
Last week.
I
didn't think you were going to go. I have
No,
to
you
be
didn't,
honest.
did you?
We were in the office. I said, what are you going to do today?
I'm working out, babe.
He said, I'm going to go for a swim.
Yeah.
And then the next day I did say, you didn't go for a swim, did you?
Yeah,
But you
I did. Here's the thing, and we were talking about their cost of living. I smashed the budget. Absolutely smashed the budget. So I got down there and I went into the change rooms. I don't particularly like public change rooms.
Why
I don't know,
are you
especially
embarrassed?
It's like pools.
Oh,
like
that's cute.
No, because like it's wet on the floor and everything, and there's, everything's on show, and all the guys are in the showers. How are you, lads? How's it going?
You don't have to talk.
Put it away.
I think you just don't talk.
People are drying themselves by getting their towel and pulling it between their legs, back and forth.
Oh, they are not doing
they
that,
are
are
doing
they? Is that what men do?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, that is
don't do that. Don't do that. Just use your towel and dry yourself off normally like you would any other part of your body.
Do they do that?
Yeah,
Do
around
they
the back
do
of the
that?
neck. Yeah.
Like,
Scratch your back with it too, Anyway.
do they flick you with the towel?
No, they don't flick. It's not cute. There's no tease here. So the thing was, I got the budgie smugglers that I had, and I went in there, and the elastic had gone in them. So I thought I can't swim in those, and they were like a Christmas pattern. I felt like an idiot. To start with, I'm going into a very public space in speedos, and I haven't done that for years. So I ditched those, got rid of those bathers, and I went to the front shop, and I said, do you have swimmers at all? Anyway, so I got into the swimmers, and they said, yeah, they're $65 a pair. I'd gone to so much effort, and I went, all right, give me those. I'll pay $65. $65.
For Speedos?
Yeah.
Were they the actual Speedo brand?
I have no idea. They were just the shape. I'm trying to paint a picture. So I get in the pool. I start swimming. Goggles are hopeless. I go back in there. I'm like, you got any goggles as well? So I haven't got my cards on me. I've just jumped out of the pool. I'll pay on the way out. She went, yeah, I got goggles. Take these. I went, how much are these? $45. We're really adding up here. So I buy new goggles, not to mention that I'd spend $10 on the swim access to the pool and then another $5 on a locker, which I then lost the key thing for. So I'd spend like
Did
over
you buy
100
snacks as well?
No, not until the end. I had snacks on the way out. So I'd spent sort of over $120. Got in the pool. Just
Lost interest.
got in the pool, had a look around. There was one lady that was swimming far too slowly in the fast lane, so that annoyed me. I found after 2 laps I was getting dizzy, so I sat on the edge for a while, and then I was concerned about how I looked in my Speedos sitting on the edge of the pool. What you've got to be careful of too, in a pool like that, it's an ocean pool, Kate, sitting on the edge, you can get knocked by the waves that crash against the end of the pool, so I got sort of pushed back into the pool a little bit. That made me angry while I was still dizzy, trying to catch my breath and understand why I was here spending over $120
To get in the ocean.
And it got to the point where I went, it's been 10 minutes. That'll do.
How far did you swim?
About 2.5, 2 to 3, 2.5 laps. So,
Of a what
do you know
pool?
the
Is it
hard-
25
it's a
metres?
50-metre pool. You know the hardest part of exercise, Kate?
No, it's not 50 metres.
Yeah, it is. It's a 50.
Down there?
Yeah.
No.
You know the hardest part of exercise? Making a start. What did I do that day last week at Icebergs? I made a start.
A very slow one.
The doctor rang me and said, you've come down with Dead Set Legend.
Oh, is that a joke? That is the worst. Oh, weird.
Doctor rang with the blood results. I said, don't tell me it's got dead in it. And he went, yeah, Dead Set Legend. The hardest part is making a start.
I know, I
and
agree.
as I bought the chips on the way out, even the lady who had taken all my money said, hey, you made a start. And I went, well, that doesn't equal anything.
Don't point. Stop pointing.
She pointed at me.
No, she didn't. Are you going back today?
I'm not going to tell you.
I think it's going to be very hot. I was going to do some exercise today.
Do you
It's
want
going
to
to
come
be
to the pool?
absolutely
I will
not.
buy you some swimmers.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
What have you given up to say in order to save cash?
Acai bowls. Acai, however you say it. Costing me a fortune. People put those through the roof.
Yeah. What else?
$17 for an acai bowl.
Well, it depends where you're getting them.
Oh, my God.
And you don't have to get a large one. You could go the small acai bowl.
Then I got caught out because the next thing you know, we're rolling into Yochi. Did a bit of time at Yochi.
Oh, did you?
How do you not?
Well, it's hot though, isn't it?
That was amazing.
It's the time of year. Yeah, 13, 24, 10. What have you given up because you want to save money? They've been doing some research, some scientists from the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine.
Okay.
And they're saying if you just give up red meat and you stop, you cut out meat, you could save about 20%.
Can you?
Yeah. On your grocery bill.
All right, so if you're just doing chicken.
Well, that's meat.
No, you said red meat.
Oh, meat. I'm just saying meat.
Oh, meat.
Then.
Okay, we'll just give up meat. So you want me to go vegan?
Yes.
So you want me to be a vegan?
A low
To
fat.
save 20%.
According to calculations, changing to a low fat vegan diet could save you about $2 a day, and over the course of a year, that is quite impressive.
I would prefer to busk on the street to get my $2 a day.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I'd prefer to get my guitar out and sing a song on the street.
What cut
just
of
so I
meat?
didn't have to be vegan.
If you only could have one cut of meat, what would it be?
I'm not expecting people, for me, I'm there with my guitar case open, I'm not assuming they're going to throw sausages into the guitar case.
No, I don't mean that. I mean that if you could only eat chicken and, say, a lamb lollipop or something.
Okay. I'd probably do a steak.
Oh, would you?
Yeah. Thick.
A vegan diet won't just save you money, it could save lives by helping to avoid or improve conditions like, of course, obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease. So there's a lot going for it. When they were doing this, there's the low-fat vegan diet. This is how they worked it out, that it could be a good way of saving money and being far more healthy. The other version of the diet was the Mediterranean diet, which is the one that sounds...
Oil.
Yeah. High in oils, like fruit.
I'm into that.
Legumes, things like that.
Yep.
But fish and chicken and seafood, and it just sounds like you're on holiday.
Yeah, but you're selling it to me like you're going to prepare it like I'm in the Greek islands or something, or I'm on the Amalfi Coast. It just doesn't happen like that at our place.
No, it doesn't happen like that.
Do you know what we need to get back to,
What?
which I think is a cost saver, and do it locally? Kangaroo meat. Kangabangers.
It sounds like an ad now.
It's not an ad for Kangabangers. Hang on, Ricky Lee's called the show from Malabar. Hello.
Hi, how you going?
Good.
Hi, Ricky Lee. What are you doing to save some money?
To be honest, we're doing a few things. One of the main ones, my husband's a school teacher, but he's close enough to be able to ride to school. So he rides from Malabar to Clovelly
Right.
a lot of mornings.
So get on the Deadly Treadly.
That's a great
Gets on the
ride.
bus. Yeah, so I do the school drop-off for the other kids, and he rides his pushy.
Yeah.
And I've cut out coffee, takeaway coffees. We're both not having takeaway coffee Monday to Friday.
So how much do you think you're saving a week cutting back on
ridiculous.
takeaway coffees?
Look, coffees these days are $5.50 a pop, so at least $10 a day, $70 a week.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's a
isn't it?
lot of money.
It's
Sometimes I've had a
amazing.
coffee because I'll have a strong coffee and
Yep.
I'll have oat milk, and I think I've paid like
$25.
$6.70 or something
It's
like
ridiculous.
that.
Gabby's in Campbelltown. Gabby, welcome to the home of Campbelltown love. What have you given up?
I've given up getting my nails done.
Yeah, okay. Feels like we're in COVID times.
I did speak to a girlfriend the other day and she said she's pushed it out too. So
Really?
rather than going every 3 weeks, it's once a month kind of thing.
Gabby, your Campbelltown friend in here has black nail polish, so she hasn't cleaned up her nails since Halloween, which is good.
It's not black. It's Lincoln Park After Dark, this colour.
Awesome. Can you ask Gabby where she's from in Campbelltown?
Oh, yes. Which suburb are you from, Gabby?
I'm from Ambervale.
I know
Oh, yeah, of
Ambervale. Did you go
course.
to Ambervale High?
No, I went to Thomas Reddle.
Oh,
fancy.
Yeah, I used to get my hair done around the corner there, Gabby.
Thanks for your call, Gabby.
Chrissy's in Camden. What are you doing, Chrissy?
I've embraced the grey and stopped dyeing my hair.
Really?
Oh, has that been a difficult process though? Are you
Yes.
are you quite silver? Is the regrowth hard to deal with?
Get there.
Yeah.
Chrissy, a couple of product suggestions from Tom. Tom, you have a mix of Moroccan oils, is that right?
Yeah, you just want
For
to
the
make
grey
sure.
hair?
Yeah, you balance out so it's not too brassy
Yeah.
with the grey. Would be my advice. Frizz dismiss is quite good.
Frizz, you said frizz, didn't you?
Frizz dismiss.
Yeah, frizz dismiss.
Or the curling cream is
Okay.
also good. Liquid rollers.
Chrissy, you're in the running to go and see Taylor Swift live in Vancouver, her last show, as is Ricky Lee and Gabby. Let's take one more, Kate Ritchie.
Louise in Parramatta. Good morning, Louise. What
Good morning.
are you doing? You've got a sneaky little way of saving money.
Yes, so it might sound really bad, but I sign up for the weekend shifts at work as an excuse to get out of going to all my friends' kids' birthday parties and not having to spend a fortune on presents because I'm the only one without kids.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
a
you
kid's
say-
going to pick it
yeah.
up, put snot on it and throw it in the garden.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's the $30 you spent at good old kid stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah. They've been
Oh.
having a sale. I completely agree. So you're actually earning money and not spending it.
We
Yeah,
double
good on
smart.
you.
Yeah, and then you can blow it all the following Thursday night when you go out with the girls.
The Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I want to welcome a very special man into the studio. He's the Assistant Police Commissioner, Peter McKenna. Thanks for coming in, Pete.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Pete, we're going to talk about the 16 Days of Activism campaign, which is kicking off. But we also wanted to touch on the scenes and stories coming out of Friday night in Surrey Hills. What can you tell us? Because, I mean, we've seen the footage of a man who, I think there's bikie links, and he's shot in his car in a very public situation at a service station. This was really confronting to see.
Yeah, obviously an ongoing investigation, so not a lot of detail I can give you other than to say, very brazen, obviously targeted. There'll be some background behind why that occurred. We will get to the bottom of that. Our State Crime Command, Homicide Squad are leading that investigation, and they'll leave no stone unturned.
He seemed like a young bloke too. Do we know how old he was?
Oh, I don't have any of those details with me, but suffice to say, Mr. and Mrs. Smith walking down the street don't get targeted like that.
No, they don't.
So
the average person doesn't have anything to worry about. I think that's what we were concerned with.
No, the concern obviously is always that people try and do this sort of thing and someone innocent accidentally gets targeted or hurt. But in this occasion, that's not the case. And if you go about your own business doing the right thing, you've got no concerns.
That's a clear message there. Let's talk about the 16 Days of Activation campaign. This is really important because one of the topics that is extremely jarring to hear about, but one that needs the focus and deserves the attention is domestic violence. So the statistics are confronting, saying that 415 domestic and family violence calls come through to the police in the state every day.
Yeah, that's right. It's one of our biggest issues that we have to confront each and every day. It's something we put at the top of our priority list because we know that, when we don't get this right, that it can end very, very tragically.
Yeah.
Are the numbers still the same, Pete? Do you know that there's a loss of life once a week here in Australia?
Last year, there was about 37 victims of domestic violence that lost their lives in New South Wales. This year, we've had 14 so far. It is concerning, but it is something that we can't just police our way out of. It's a societal issue. It's going to need everyone to get involved in this space, and that's why we're promoting the 16 Days of Activism. It's about people becoming aware and speaking up when they know about things that just aren't quite right. Once upon a time, police would go into homes looking for black eyes and bloody lips. Now we're actually looking for indicators and, behaviours of people. We've got that new coercive control legislation.
Yeah.
And
that's very interesting and also tricky to understand.
Yeah, well, it's probably something we just haven't realised over the years. We've had individual offences of intimidation, of harassment, those sort of things. But when you start talking about people now controlling your money, controlling what you wear, who your friends are, your social media accounts, these are all indicators of that coercive control. And that's something that we can do something about. So the police are very much on the lookout for that now.
I would imagine, though, that if you do find yourself in that kind of relationship and you do think that somebody has coercive control over you, there's a grey area, and sometimes when you find yourself in that situation, you don't actually trust yourself. Or perhaps your decision making and knowledge of what's actually going on for you is depleted sometimes, but because of the relationship that you find yourself in. So who is it that you should be talking to at that point, even just to kind of, as simple as saying, am I going crazy, or is this what's happening?
It's just what happens.
Can you point me in the right direction? Am I alone here?
Well,
that's a very complicated question, but do you know what that's what I'm trying to say. I'm sure you have lots of conversations with people like this.
Quite often, family and friends are watching from the outside and noticing these sort of behaviours and thinking something's wrong, but they don't want to get involved. They don't want to tell people how to live their lives. We're trying to highlight to people now that if you are seeing that, you do need to step in and say something. Certainly, if you call the police, we are trained now to look for those sort of behaviours. We can come in and very delicately, if need be, either refer to other services who might be able to assist, or look at it ourselves from a law enforcement point of view. But the message is we are there to help, and if we don't know about it, there's nothing we can do about it.
No, but I do think for some people asking for help, though, the fear can often be, if I ask for help, this then sets off a chain reaction of events, as it should, and perhaps you'll end up with the help that you need. But will me asking for help make things worse for now? So I'm sure there's lots of people listening this morning. We only have to look at the stats to know that there would be people in their car right now that need to ask for help but are absolutely terrified to do it. I mean, how do you speak to those people around trusting you guys? The men and women in the police that have... Not quite sure how to put it. Yeah, sorry, it's a tough one to talk about.
Fundamentally, people join the police force because we care and we want to help people.
Yep.
That's our whole role when you cut the fat off it. That's what we're there for. We're also human beings who also live in the world and have relationships and go through many of the same sort of things that the rest of society go through. So there's an understanding there. There's a caring nature there to start with. And now we've got the extra training, so we are really looking for that. Of the over 100 coercive control investigations that we've kicked off since July this year, since the legislation came into play, most of those investigations have been kicked off by the police themselves identifying the indicators when speaking to victims. So there are still obvious offences when people come forward and talk about, how they've been treated or assaulted or whatever, that we'll take the appropriate action. But we're also now unravelling it, looking at the other layers and seeing, is there more to this? The 16 days of activism this year, we're linking it up with animal cruelty offences.
Right.
Just as another theme to get people talking, because what we've actually found is there is a correlation between animal cruelty and domestic violence. Again, it's about people these days, have pets and companion animals. They treat them like their own children. They love and care for them. And if someone can, wield that control over that pet or animal, it might stop someone leaving. Just a threat of violence towards the animal.
Saying. Yeah.
Let alone, we have people that don't want to leave because what's going to happen to my pet, my animal? Can I take it with me? Can I not? Where can I go? And if someone does actually harm or is cruel to a pet, an animal, it's not that much of a step for them to be cruel or to harm the partner they're with.
You can see the obvious links.
In relation to the campaign, is there a particular reason why it kicks off today for the next 16 days? Is this time of year particularly difficult for some people?
So
do you see spikes in things?
No, not really. It's just this is they do the same time of year every year. 16 days of activism starts on the 25th of November, finishes on the 10th of December internationally, and it's about United Nations days of trying to stop gender violence against women and girls in particular. So it's a worldwide thing that we take part in. There's a number of walks, there's barbecues, there's other social events that are happening, and it's again just about that awareness, that activism. People, if they see something, to speak up.
Yeah.
Call the police. Yes, we do 155,000 calls last year for domestic violence, but you know what? We will attend every one of them, and if we get more this year and it's helping more people, helping more victims, then we will be attending them.
I'm so impressed with the training that the police have now regarding how to handle a phone call that might come through to the station.
Yeah, well, it's like I said, it's very much a focus of ours now. Some would say it's about 60% of our work is domestic and family violence.
My goodness.
But we take it very, very seriously, and it's something, like we said, we're there because we care.
Yeah, I would imagine if you're getting 155,000 calls, there are a lot of people who aren't calling as well.
It's still underreported by all measures, domestic and family violence. So, we do want to tell those people out there, if you are suffering or you just need some advice even at this point in time, please reach out, let us know. If we can't help directly, we'll certainly put you in touch with the support services who can.
Yeah, and you're not alone. There's no shame in it. Nobody has asked for to be treated in those ways, and you should get on the phone, or if you're a family member, please reach out for the people that you love.
So true. Pete, on a lighter note, there was a police officer called Steve Ritchie. He used to work the Campbelltown area. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Kate's dad was in the force for quite a while. I think he was more of a dodgy cop.
No, he wasn't.
We're not sure. He's great on the barbecue.
We wouldn't have been growing up in a fibro house in Campbelltown if he'd been that way.
But the force runs true in her family.
I've only heard good things.
That is very good. In actual fact, I wanted to grow up and join the police force.
There you go.
So
his only crime's now on the barbecue.
We're always recruiting, so more than happy to have you.
It's not too late, Kate Ritchie. Very important one, the 16 Days of Activism campaign. Thank you, Peter McKenna, Assistant Police Commissioner. Appreciate the time, mate.
Thanks for having me.
This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I'm going to read some quotes to you, and I just want a bit of an idea of what you might think about them, and get involved if you're listening. The difference between privacy and secrecy, and whether it's okay to tell white lies or maybe keep things from your partner. Has it caused you big problems in the past?
My general rule is a white lie a day, a whopper a week.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
How's that going for you?
Pretty good. I haven't been caught. I don't get caught often.
There's a woman, I read this article about a woman, and she was sharing her thoughts on this. She describes herself as not secretive, but self-contained.
That's nice. Almost like you've got all your little secrets in a jar.
But then maybe they're not secrets. Maybe they are boundaries. She said, I think of it not so much as being secretive, but as keeping some things private. She's been in a relationship for 3 years. She does keep some things private from her, or secret from her. I don't know which word to use, because they do imply very different things, don't they?
Yeah. Okay, so Kate Ritchie, you're married and you win lotto. You've won $2 million. Congratulations. I'd just like to privately hold on to that. Is that a secret, or is that just private information you don't feel like sharing with your partner?
Well, that's a secret. That's a massive secret. Okay. And we all know that they would be entitled.
It's more of a private thing. Sorry, Kate. No, to me, it's private because I don't want anything to change.
I think it is important to have some things that are private, and I do think early in relationships you tend to overshare a bit, and that can backfire. So you sometimes then wish you hadn't said things, because certain things that may have been said, they just never go away. And it's not important information. Yep. But then when you speak to other people who think that you should share everything, and
why are you pointing at me?
No.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
You as in anyone. That when you're in a relationship means that you tell each other everything, and I don't think that's necessarily should be the case. There's another woman has said secrecy has implications of deceit. So talking about privacy and secrecy meaning very different things. So she said privacy is about choices about what you might share. Yep. And that's okay.
You're just changing the wording. Do you know what, Kate Ritchie? There's a beach in Victoria on the Mornington Peninsula.
Is this a romance story?
No, but it's called Safety Beach.
Oh.
It used to be called Shark Bay. Didn't stop the sharks coming. So if you want to take a lie and you want to give it another word or secrecy and you just want to call it personal information, it doesn't stop the sharks.
Oh, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Thanks so much for coming on the journey with me.
It's like, I didn't realise you were going to go so hard on the you should tell your partner everything.
No, but I just don't think...
Do you have little secret, little private things?
Not one. Not one. I haven't lied in, I don't know.
But what do you call it?
What do I call a lie?
Yeah. Maybe you haven't lied. Maybe you've done something else. Let's ask Kathy in St John's Park. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Not too bad.
Kathy?
Do you keep... Okay, no, you go.
No, Kathy, when Kate said, well, what do you call a lie? It's not it's not private information. It's just sometimes people don't need to know everything. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. I agree, although I'm feeling really bad now listening to what you were just saying. But mine's just a tiny white lie, and it's to do with music and concerts, so I think it's relevant and okay. But a few years ago when Madonna came out, I'm a huge fan, and I wanted to see her front row. So, and my husband said, no, that price is ridiculous. So anyway, I told him I was going with a group of friends and that I was buying the tickets, so we could all sit together.
Yeah.
But I spent almost $1,000 on one ticket, and it was just for me. And he still thinks I went with friends.
Okay, interesting. $1,000 for one ticket. That's not too bad. It depends. I mean, if the family wasn't able to eat a week later, that's one thing.
I do think people do a lot of secret spending, though.
Oh, my God, do they?
What about the people who buy clothes and things and have it delivered to work and then just start wearing a brand new shirt and say they've had it for ages?
Is that what you do? What have you got, Tommy? Does your wife do that on you?
No brand new shirts.
No.
But I think all people have like secret afterpay accounts and things like that where they don't, it's not as obvious, perhaps.
Well, I don't think. No, I don't think. I think it's okay to kind of have some of your own. Like I said, I think it's more about boundaries. And if you're in a healthy relationship, a lot of information is okay.
So if I say
whereas sometimes unhealthy relationships, the more information people have about you, they can use it against you as well. I think that's the fear.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's
go to Francois in Northbridge. What are you doing? What are you doing that's sneaky, Francois?
Well, so you know how it is possible to go to Taylor Swift in Vancouver if you are willing to spend the money. And
correct.
I decided that it's something I really wanted to do. Yeah. And in Vancouver, you can buy the tickets on a resale site like StubHub.
Yep.
Anyway, I've spent over $10,000 to go to Vancouver.
To go to Vancouver. You're going to Vancouver. Does your partner not know?
He knows. He just doesn't know how much I've spent on tickets.
Okay.
So you don't have joint accounts and things like that?
We do, but I can put it on a work,
This is good.
Saying he doesn't have to see it.
So what was the price of was that for 2 tickets or $10,000 per?
No, that's for 4 tickets. But then now, if you were to buy a ticket, they're at least minimum $3,500 for nosebleeds per ticket. So whoever wins this Taylor Swift Vancouver deal is just winning the absolute lottery.
Well, it could be you, and then maybe you could sell your tickets.
But the thing is,
that's what you're trying. That's why. No, that's okay. I know you're just trying to keep your relationship together, aren't you?
But Francois, you would also say this is a once in a lifetime.
Exactly. I'm taking my teenage daughter, and
oh my God,
and I won't even tell you how much the accommodation is over there as well.
Doesn't matter.
So,
do you know what you're paying
yeah.
for? You're investing in memories that you will have forever.
You don't have to tell me. Yeah,
Okay?
that's exactly
Tomorrow is
right.
guaranteed to no one, Kate Ritchie.
No, I know.
So we take what we can when we can. That is the best money you will ever spend. Oh, my God.
Yeah, don't feel bad about it, or do feel bad about it. I don't know. I'm staying out of it. I don't know whose side I'm on now.
If your husband leaves you, it gets a bit tricky.
The Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
This is an interesting Tom Hanks. You might know him. Why would you know him? Oh, that's right. His wife brought COVID here back in sort of late 2019.
Rita. Was it Rita?
Rita Wilson, yeah.
That's
which was good of her. That was the celebrity strain that a lot of people tried to get, and then it sort of petered out and we got a lot of the common stuff, which was annoying.
Yeah, I guess if you're going to get COVID, you want the special variety.
Yes, because I think the beautiful celebrity link was from his wife Rita to Richard Wilkins and then to every female in Sydney. So I think that's naturally sort of how it got out.
Do you think Richard likes you talking about him like that?
I love him. I love that man. My God, I love that man. Tom Hanks has come out and he's spoken about the most challenging age to be in your life, because he's a little bit older now. I think he's 67 or something like that. And he was talking about the age that is the trickiest, where your body changes, you change, your hands are full, there's a lot going on in your life. Have a listen to this.
Look, I'm 68 years old. The hardest for us was when we were playing 35. That time where your metabolism stops, gravity starts tearing you down, your bones start wearing off. You stand differently. I think I'm in better shape now because my kids are grown up, I'm getting decent exercise, and I can eat right. You can't do that when you're 35. Life is such a burden.
When I'm listening to...
That was 11 years ago for you, Kate Ritchie.
What?
You're 11 years past it.
Oh,
That's
35.
a good thing, yeah.
I thought you were saying I was in my 60s.
No.
All I was imagining when I was listening to that clip was Woody.
Oh,
It was like Woody was yelling at me. What a recognisable voice.
Yep.
I mean, I get it. 35 probably is quite a tough old age. He can be more selfish now.
I reckon if anybody's listening and they've got kids at home and they've got a job and they're trying to put a meal on the table, like anybody, they think about the day when they've got time on their hands. Like they're dreaming about the time when they go, you know what? I'm going to wake up when I want to wake up.
Yeah.
And the responsibility of doing something for the children that morning doesn't exist. Because they're 18 now, as much as I love them when they were younger, there's something nice to say, I can focus on myself. Do you know what? I'm going to do something.
Maybe it doesn't end.
I'm going to do something crazy, Kate. I'm going to do something for myself.
But then you talk to people with adult children and they don't grow up and leave home.
Well, they need to leave home.
Still packing their lunch.
When I started talking about that and painting that picture of when you can wake up by yourself and do something for yourself, Tommy smiled. He started to dream. He was off in a world that he doesn't believe will ever exist for him.
On the weekend, I nearly read a page of a book. You know?
Did you?
Yeah,
No.
I got really close.
You nearly read one?
Nearly read one and then interrupted by the kids again. It's so annoying.
I nearly
love
sat down
you.
for 5 minutes on a couch on the weekend. And when I sat down, it was about 4 minutes 32. I nearly shut my eyes with the dream of possibly drifting off before I was reminded that I needed to do something or play handball or clean up something or move something from A to B. I nearly had that moment.
One day they're going to stop asking you to play handball. I have thought that too when you're sitting on the ground playing with Barbies, thinking, But it's not going to last forever.
It's got to the point now that when we play Family Uno, I'm trying to help them win because I don't want to play anymore. Because it's bedtime, guys, and I just want... Hello, Beck.
Hi.
Beck, what is the worst age?
It's got to be 17 when your friends are all 18, finishing high school. And you can't join them.
Oh, right. So you were the younger one in the year.
Yeah. Going to schoolies and you weren't able to go to all the same places.
Oh, but your whole life's ahead of you at that age. You're 37. That's apparently the age that Tom Hanks thinks is the worst. Where do you think it's sitting for you?
Look, the 40s are approaching fast, so it's eye-opening.
Yeah. How's gravity going for you, Beck?
It's holding on
It's just... Oh, my God. It's ripping the hell out of you, Kate Ritchie, isn't it?
I beg your pardon?
Gravity is just... I've never seen weight like it in my life. It's pulling. It's pulling hard. Am I right, sisters? Hey, we're in this together.
I actually think when you speak about gravity, you're only allowed to speak about your own levels of gravity.
Sorry.
It's best not to
So how would you describe it then?
My gravity?
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm so cool with all of it.
Fits in Wippa with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.